Welcome back to the Celtic Star here, YouTube and Spotify channels. My name's Josh McCafferty and I'm back for episode 6 of Celtic Youth and Loan Updates here on the channel. Yet again, we're going to be taking you through how Celtic's loan players have got on over the past week and how the academy sides have been getting on as well. So without further ado, let's begin. We're going to start off with some comments that have been made about Celtic's midfielder on loan at St Mirren, Kwon Hyeok-kyu. Now I'm just going to read some of them out. So his manager, the manager at St Mirren, Stephen Robinson, has said he's someone we'd really like to keep. We're speaking to Celtic about it, perhaps keeping him for another season with ourselves, so potentially Kwon staying in Paisley beyond the summer for another season. That could do him well as he's been excelling there so far. Brendan Rodgers has also recently commented about Kwon and compared him to Christopher Ajer. So obviously in the manager's first spell in charge of the club, Ajer went out on loan to Kilmarnock for half a season and came back and really moulded into a real first team asset for Rodgers. He said, it happened when I was here first with Chris Ajer. He went out to Kilmarnock and had a great season. He came back and played and did really, really well for the club. So can Kwon follow in his footsteps? It remains to be seen. Now, moving on to players who have been playing out on loan for Celtic last week, there were some midweek games in the Scottish Championship and down in England, so pretty busy with players in action twice over the past week. Josh Clark, who's on loan at Ayr United, Scott Brown's Ayr United, played 90 minutes, started for them against Partick Thistle last Tuesday night. Ayr won 4-3, conceded 3 goals, but he made some crucial saves. Firstly, in the first half to deny Partick Thistle from taking the lead early on, and then he denied them from taking a point from the game very late on with a good save in stoppage time. Mackenzie Carse, on loan at Queen's Park, played the final 15 minutes in their 6-0 win over Arbroath. His teammate and fellow Celtic loanee Ben McPherson remained on the bench for that one. Now, moving down south, Bosun Lawal played last midweek for Fleetwood, completed 90 minutes. They drew 2-2 with Port Vale. Jayden Stockley, a man who Celtic fans will know for his elbow, and Kieran Tierney in the 2017 Scottish Cup final scored 2 late goals for Fleetwood that sealed them a point. Kwon, a man who was just speaking about earlier, played for St Mirren last Tuesday night away up at Ross County, played just over an hour. Not too flattering display for him live on Sky Sports. Ben Summers last midweek as well played for Dunfermline away at Inverness. It was a goalless draw. He came off at half-time despite starting the match. Now, looking at the B team, they had a game as well as Celtic's first team last Wednesday night, and they too scored 7 goals. It was a big, big performance from them. Daniel Cummings, young 17-year-old striker, scored a hat-trick in the match. His goals to minutes ratio is excellent this season in the Lowland League. He has 11, and he averages 1 every 71 minutes. Also on the score sheet were Mitch Robertson, Ben Quinn, Lewis Dobby, and Samuel Izaguso, who scored his first goal for the B team, which was always nice to see. Now, in the same night, we know Daniel Kelly played for the first team, come on for the second half of the 7-1 thumping of Dundee, replacing captain Callum McGregor. So big boots to fill there, but he stepped up to the plate, scoring a great goal. Brilliant finish with his right foot into the top right corner. Now, he came out later in the week that Celtic are looking to sign him on a new deal. There's interest from Bayer Leverkusen and RB Leipzig, but Daniel Kelly's reps, Celtic have opened discussions with them about a long-term deal, discussing that before the summer because his current deal expires at the end of the calendar year. Now, moving on to the weekend, and Friday night, Mikey Johnston played for West Brom again. If you are on Twitter and Celtic Twitter in particular, you'll know this man has been doing pretty decent down south of London and continued that form last week when West Brom hosted Coventry. He put them 1-0 up just 3 minutes into the game. I believe it was cutting inside from the left. He unleashed a shot right into the far corner. It was a brilliant finish from Mikey Johnston. He's doing really well. He was named Fort Mob's man of the match in the 2-1 victory. So a brilliant performance from him, and fair play to him because he's doing really well. Do I think he's going to come back to Celtic in the summer and challenge again for a first team place? About his probably 5th or 6th attempting to do so. I don't think he's going to. But a man who could do that is Bosun Lawal. So obviously played during the week against Port Vale, like we said, and he then started yet again for Fleetwood. They hosted Wigan at the weekend on Saturday, and he was man of the match. He scored a brace. He opened the scoring with a brilliant volley, worked a nice 1-2 with his teammate and rattled it into the far corner, and then he worked another 1-2 with his teammate later on, dragged the ball past his opponent with a nice turn, and then finished it with utmost composure, it has to be said, into the bottom corner. You can find those 2 goals on the Celtic Youth and Loan Updates Twitter page, but a man of the match performance from Lawal, who's just gone from strength to strength down south, it has to be said. There's a compilation I put up on the Celtic Youth and Loan account of his highlights from the season where he's just moulded into a great powerhouse of a midfielder, a progressive ball carrying player as well, who is just hitting new heights down there under the managerial stewardship of Charlie Adam, who has switched him into a midfielder. When he signed for Celtic from Watford's academy, he was a midfielder, but the B team coaches and the like changed him into a centre half. But down south with Fleetwood, he's been playing in the middle of the park where he is excelling, and he is one who could potentially make an impact and knock on the door of the first team when he returns from his loan. Scotland over the weekend, of course. Celtic's two loanees out at Queen's Park played. Ben McPherson came on for the final 23 minutes of their 1-1 draw away at Airdrie. Mackenzie Carse was introduced in stoppage time of that one. Now Dunfermline took on Ayr at the weekend. At Dunfermline, Ben Summers played the last 10 minutes or so in this one. Josh Clark was in goal for Ayr, and he played the full game as they lost 2-1. Kwon was involved in St Mirren's very, very late win over Neil Warnock's Aberdeen. They were 1-0 down going into stoppage time, but they scored 2 goals in the 95th, 96th minute to win the game. The Kwon was consistent in this game, completed 37 out of the 42 passes he attempted, an 88% accuracy rate, completed 4 out of 4 long balls, made 8 passes into the final third and had a 7.6 match rating according to Football. So a big performance from Kwon there, playing the 90 minutes. I think that's only the second 90 minutes he's completed with St Mirren since he's joined the club, and his efforts proving pivotal for them as they picked up a late victory that they deserved. Matthew Anderson got back into action last week, as we told you, for Admira Wacker out in Austria, and he started again as they took on SV Horn yesterday morning, but they lost out by a goal to nil thanks to a 92nd minute winner. Now, a couple of players out on loan in England from Celtic, Seatak Sabanovic, Liam Shaw and Marco Tallio over in Australia, they all went in the squads. Matthew Anderson got back into action last week with Admira Wacker in Austria, as we told you on episode 5, and he played again for them against SV Horn yesterday, but they were undone by a 92nd minute winner. He played the full 90 though, so another good chance for him out in Austria to get some more minutes as he continually develops. Now, looking at Liam Shaw, he wasn't in the squad for Wigan at the weekend. Seatak Sabanovic was an unused substitute for Stoke, and Marco Tallio wasn't involved for Melbourne City at the weekend either, but he was awarded the club's Player of the Month award for February. Now, they didn't win a game throughout February, but Tallio, he scored 1 goal. Shows probably the standards of Melbourne City in February that he was awarded Player of the Month for his contributions. They didn't win a game, but fair enough to Tallio. Back in Melbourne, doing pretty well so far. It wasn't the busiest weekend for Celtic B, as we know they didn't have a game. They're only played last week, midweek, against Civil Service Strollers, running out 7-0 winners, as we told you. But they have 2 games in the upcoming week. They take on Partick Thistle at Lennoxtown on Wednesday in the Glasgow Cup before hosting Tranent Juniors at the Excelsior Stadium next Saturday in the Lowland League. There were a couple of academy sides for Celtic in action at the weekend. Indeed, on Sunday, it was SWF Youth Cup finals. They had under 14s, 16s and 18s of Celtic women each played their own finals on the day yesterday. The 14s lost on penalties to Hearts. The under 18s lost 4-2 to the same opposition, and the 16s lost 3-1 to Rangers. So not to be for any of the sides yesterday, but a valiant effort from all involved to get to 3 finals. So it has been a busy week here on the channel, and that ended with Daniel Kelly's substitute appearance for the first team yesterday away at Hearts. He came on for Tomoki Iwata, did receive a booking, but I feel as though the pass that Daisen Maeda made to him kind of undone him and forced him to kind of have to make a challenge there that received his yellow card. But nevertheless, it's a big show of faith from Rodgers to throw in Daniel Kelly when Odenholm was also on the bench as well. Callum McGregor looks like he's going to be absent until after the next international break at the end of the month. So 2 home matches upcoming against Livingston and St Johnstone for the first team could provide Kelly with a chance to get some minutes there. Let us know in the comment section below if you'd give him an opportunity in either of those games, potentially give him a start, but hopefully he does get some significant minutes off the bench if he doesn't get the nod. I think probably this has been the longest video of the series we've had so far, but if you have tuned in, you've made it to the end, thank you very much for doing so. Really appreciate it. If you are enjoying this series, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let us know by leaving a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Share it with your mates. Let them know what's going on with Celtic's loan and academy players throughout the week. When there's no videos, check out Celtic Youth and Loan Updates on X at Celtic Mile Updates. And for all of your Celtic news, don't forget to check out CelticsAreHere.com. We cover everything during the week, daily articles. Also on socials, check us out, provide great content over there. So thank you very much for watching. Once again, I've been Josh McCafferty, and I'll see you next week.